Have you ever asked yourself why some people making $150,000 a year are still living paycheck to paycheck, deeply in debt, and lying awake at night worrying about rent, while others making half that amount are quietly building massive wealth, buying assets, and taking months of freedom every year? Here is the uncomfortable truth that modern financial institutions do not want you to understand. Your income is not the primary factor determining your financial future. Your subconscious financial habits are. You see, society has conditioned us to believe a massive lie. If I just make more money, all my financial problems will disappear. But money without psychological discipline is just gasoline on a burning fire. If you have poor money habits when you make $3,000 a month, making $10,000 a month won't make you rich. It will simply allow you to go broke in luxury. Today, we are taking a deep, unvarnished look into the psychological matrix of money. We aren't just giving you surface-level advice like, stop buying avocado toast. We are dissecting the 4 deeply ingrained money habits that actively trap the middle class in perpetual financial survival. More importantly, for every single habit, we are giving you an actionable, step-by-step psychological protocol to eliminate it forever. Pay extremely close attention to habit number 3 because most people are actively doing it right now, believing it's safe, when in reality it is silently eroding their purchasing power every single second. Let's dismantle these wealth-killing habits one by one. Habit number 1: impulse buying and micro-dopamine addiction. We live in the most sophisticated consumer trap in human history. Trillions of dollars are spent by tech conglomerates and retail giants studying behavioral neuroscience for one single objective: to bypass your rational brain and trigger instant emotional purchases. When you scroll through social media or walk through a store, every advertisement is engineered to trigger a spike of dopamine, the anticipation chemical in your brain. That $7 daily artisanal coffee, that $40 Amazon order at 1 a.m. you didn't need, that instant upgrade to the newest smartphone when your current phone works perfectly. Individually, you tell yourself, it's just $10, it's just $20, I worked hard, I deserve this small reward. This is the micro-dopamine trap. You are converting your long-term financial freedom into short-term neurological hits. Let's look at the terrifying mathematical reality behind these small impulse purchases. Suppose you spend roughly $15 a day on friction purchases, extra coffees, food delivery fees, impulse subscriptions, and random shopping. That's approximately $450 every single month. If you take that $450 a month and simply spend it over 20 years, you have spent $108,000. Now, let's run the exact same money through the opportunity cost formula. If you took that same $450 every month and invested it into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund averaging an historical 8% to 10% annual return, after 20 years you wouldn't have $108,000. You would have over $265,000. After 30 years, over $670,000. Think about that for a second. That means your daily impulse spending isn't costing you $15. It is literally costing you a comfortable early retirement. You aren't paying for cheap goods with cash. You are paying for them with your future time. How to break this habit immediately. Use the 72-hour friction protocol. Whenever you feel the urge to buy something that isn't a strict biological necessity, like food or medicine, and costs more than $30, force a 72-hour delay. Write the item down on a list with the date and time. Calculate the purchase in hours of life. Divide the price of the item by your true hourly wage after taxes. If a pair of sneakers costs $200 and you make $20 an hour after tax, ask yourself, am I willing to sit at my desk working for 10 straight hours just to wear these shoes? If, after 72 hours, you still believe the item brings true value to your life, buy it. 80% of the time, the dopamine spike will have faded, and you will delete it from your list, keeping your wealth intact. Habit number 2: lifestyle inflation, the golden hamster wheel.
Rule number 2.
Lifestyle inflation,
never let your
also known
spending
as
rise
Parkinson's
with your
law
income.
of money, states
It is
a
incredibly
brutal
easy
reality.
to earn more
Expenses
and still
naturally
have
rise to
absolutely
equal
nothing
income
saved.
unless you actively fight to prevent it. Think back to when you were a college student or starting your first entry-level job. You probably survived on a tiny budget, ate basic food, lived with roommates, and somehow made it work. Fast forward 5 or 10 years, your salary doubles or triples. You get a promotion, a corporate raise, or a lucrative new client. Logically, your savings rate should skyrocket, right? Instead, a strange phenomenon occurs. You move into a more expensive apartment. You lease a brand new car with a $600 monthly payment. You start eating out at upscale restaurants. You buy designer clothes. Suddenly, despite making double the money, you have the exact same amount left over at the end of the month. Zero. This is the golden hamster wheel. You feel richer because your outer appearance reflects higher status, but your financial net worth is completely static. Why do people do this? Behavioral psychologists call it status signaling. We buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't even like. The tragic irony is that wealthy people operate in the exact opposite manner. The broke mindset uses active income to purchase fake luxury items that lose value instantly. Cars, clothes, gadgets. The wealthy mindset lives below their means until their assets generate enough passive cash flow to pay for their luxuries. How to break this habit immediately? Implement the 50% promotion rule. Whenever you receive a raise, bonus, or increase in income, make a firm financial agreement with yourself. 50% of the increase can go toward upgrading your lifestyle, better food, travel, comfort. The remaining 50% must automatically be routed to investments or debt payoff before you ever see it in your checking account. If you get a $1,000 monthly raise, immediately set up an automated transfer of $500 straight into an index fund or investment portfolio. You still get to enjoy a higher quality of life, but your wealth grows exponentially in parallel. Habit number 3. Holding excess cash in traditional savings accounts. We were raised on traditional, outdated advice. Work hard, put your money in the bank, keep it safe, and you'll be fine. In the 20th century, that advice held weight. In the 2020s and beyond, hoarding cash in a standard bank account is a form of slow-motion financial suicide. Let's look at the mechanics of inflation and purchasing power. Traditional commercial banks offer interest rates as low as 0.01% to 0.1% per year on standard checking or savings accounts. Meanwhile, real-world inflation on essential goods, housing, energy, healthcare, and food consistently runs significantly higher. If you have $30,000 sitting in a standard savings account for 10 years, your bank balance will still read $30,000. But due to compound inflation, its real purchasing power might only buy what $21,000 buys today. Your bank takes your deposited cash, lends it out to mortgages and corporate borrowers at 6% or 7% interest, pockets the profit, and pays you back pennies. You are literally subsidizing the bank's wealth with your inflation losses. How to break this habit immediately? Adopt the 3-bucket liquidity system. Bucket 1. Operational cash. Keep 1 month of living expenses in your checking account for daily bills. Bucket 2. Emergency fund. Keep 3 to 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account, HYSA, or short-term treasury bills that offer competitive interest yields while maintaining full liquidity. Bucket 3. Wealth engine. Every single dollar above your emergency threshold must be systematically put to work in inflation-hedged productive assets. Broad market index funds, real estate, or dividend-paying assets. Cash is for liquidity and emergencies. Productive assets are for real wealth. Habit number 4. Relying on a single source of income. If you rely 100% on a single job, employer, or client for your entire livelihood, you are operating on a financial razor's edge. Many people falsely believe that having a 9-to-5 job is safe, while starting a business or investing is risky. But analyze the structural vulnerability. In a corporate job, your entire revenue model depends on one single entity. If a company restructures, implements AI automation, or faces a sudden market downturn, a manager can sign a piece of paper and reduce your income to $0 overnight. According to studies on high net worth individuals, the average millionaire maintains at least 7 distinct streams of income. Earned income, primary job or service. dividend income from stocks, rental income from real estate, capital gains from asset growth, interest income from yield instruments, business profits from equity or side ventures, royalty/digital asset income from intellectual property. In today's digital economy, creating a secondary income stream no longer requires hundreds of thousands of dollars in capital. Whether it's building a digital media asset, offering high-value freelance consulting, or creating digital products, relying on one income source is an unnecessary gamble. Let's review the 4 wealth-killing financial habits and their solutions. Impulse buying. Use the 72-hour friction protocol to stop trading long-term wealth for micro-dopamine. Lifestyle inflation. Implement the 50% promotion rule so your investments grow as fast as your income. Cash hoarding. Use the 3-bucket system to protect your money against inflation. Single income stream. Diversify your revenue models to build true financial security. Remember, building real wealth isn't about luck, genetics, or secret shortcuts. It is the natural result of disciplined, repeatable daily financial habits. Which of these 4 habits has been your biggest struggle, and what step are you taking today to fix it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read and respond to as many as possible. If you found value in this deep breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe for more financial and psychological analysis, and I will see you in the next video.